Wildnis, ungezähmte Natur und Zivilisation. Hautfarbe, Religion, Tradition, alt und jung. Männer und Frauen sind so verschieden. Aber was alle Menschen auf dieser Welt miteinander verbindet, ist Liebe. Liebe überwindet nationale, ethnische und sprachliche Grenzen. Sie zählt zu dem Wunderbarsten, was zwei Menschen widerfahren kann. Unabhängig von Hautfarbe, Religion oder der soziokulturellen Herkunft gilt als wertvollster Moment, länderübergreifend, wenn sich Mann und Frau das Ja-Wort geben. Ein wunderbarer Moment, voller Unschuld und Reinheit. Wenn sich dieser jedoch in häusliche Gewalt umkehrt, hilft Women bei IPRAS.
The International Confederation for Plastic, Reconstructive and Aesthetic Surgery represents plastic surgery in the world.
The Women Kommitee, founded by IPRAS as one of their main humanitarian projects, intends to help
underprivileged groups. So we came up with the idea of taking care of women who became victims of crime.
And I immediately fell in love with the idea that women plastic surgeons would be operating on women patients in different parts of the world.
Now we are in the north of India, in Himachal Pradesh, in a private clinic in Palampur.
Janani, which is a Hindi word, it means mother. So this hospital is dedicated to the mothers. My thinking is that a woman can understand the pains of a woman much more than a man can do, especially in our society, which is a kind of masculine society.
In the last 2 days, we've been operating on 6 patients that had severe burns all over the body, contractures of the cervical region where those patients couldn't close their mouth anymore, where those patients had no eye closure because of severe burn contractures.
And if you think about what the hand does, it not only functions to grip things, it functions as the way you touch, the way you see the world, and it functions as the way the world sees you. When you shake hands and someone else must touch you, it's kind of a sexual organ in a way. And when you have scars that don't allow the fingers to separate, maybe don't allow the hand to open up to receive an object, then you lose some of the function of the hand. If you have a scar on your neck so that your neck cannot stretch, maybe you can't look to the side so easily because of the scar, then how do you look over your shoulder when you're driving? And these are the scars that we're especially interested in working on here, because these will make a huge difference to people. We'll do a lot for helping them within their family groups and society.
Da Indien eine von Männern dominierte Gesellschaft ist, gehört häusliche Gewalt vielerorts zum Alltag.
The traditional Indian woman, if you look back into history, could only live under the shelter of her father, of her husband, or her son. We have very strict laws banning dowry, but still many women are burnt. They are made to show like an accident. Either a stove was, or there's a gas, or they have kerosene thrown on them and burnt.
But the impression overall was that these might have been domestic and in-law problems.
Mit Scheidung und Trennung ist gesellschaftliche Schande verbunden. Daher können Frauen in Indien oft der häuslichen Gewalt, die ihnen angetan wird, nicht entfliehen. Sie haben keine Möglichkeit, ein eigenständiges Leben zu führen. Die eigenen Familien setzen sie unter Druck, den Lebensgefährten nicht zu verlassen. Sie stecken in einem Teufelskreis, aus dem es kein Entkommen gibt.
She can't go and live separate in India.
This is the only choice, unfortunately, that these women have, to go back to their husbands and try to make it again. So in spite of this, that the women says that it is because of a stove burst and not a domestic violence when you have two warring families outside. So you can understand that there is something fishy going on inside.
Domestic violence is the most cowardly thing, I feel. It's like taking out on your wife what you can't say to your boss.
Actually, I'm a professionally assistant doctor in gynae department. I do arranged marriage in 2002.
Nur 2 Tage vor ihrer geplanten Hochzeit fand Dr. Sunita heraus, dass ihr zukünftiger Mann HIV-positiv ist. Um ihr eigenes Leben zu retten, weigerte sie sich, mit ihm zu schlafen und forderte die Trennung. Diese Art von Selbsterhaltungstrieb bezahlte sie jedoch bitterlich. Ein Salzsäureattentat ihrer angeheirateten Verwandtschaft, das sie fast das Leben kostete, war die Folge.
With the acid and put gloves and in hands and cover mouth and everywhere black. And then I come with stepping. Then he filled with the syringe on my face.
With the syringe?
Yes, face and everywhere for this side, left side. He taken coats, her family member, her cousins in court, and they go to jail for a few months, and now they are on bail.
She fought against it and she came out of it. She was a very brave woman. Not all women can do that.
India is not a good country for women's safety because there is no any law to punish a criminal.
The freedom is that a person is equal because he's equal, not because somebody allows him to be equal.
Well, first of all, one has to see that the conditions we face here are pretty much different. For instance, we have electricity cuts, there's limited hygiene, the equipment is much less and much more limited than what we are used to. You have to select carefully who to operate, who you can operate in such short time and do the follow-ups, and of what operation they'll profit the most, since you can't go and see them every 3 months.
The solidarity of us female plastic surgeons is very essential and very encouraging for the women in these countries.
There is somebody who should speak for women, because if women speak too much for themselves, they are termed feminists, even though they may not be.
And especially when women doctors come from outside, it has a very salutary effect on the population here, that if women doctors from outside can come and help our women, why can't we do?
We thank you all to you come here and do this good job.
There's a Women team who's coming and they know that their problem is so huge in India. I think we should better do something about our own country.
In Pakistan, we have learned that there are women who, out of jealousy or of any kind of suspected misbehaving of the women, they get their noses cut off, and we try to reconstruct there what we can. In Africa, certainly there will be also burns, but this is a major project will be genital mutilation of women.
I'm also liaising with some female surgeons in the Middle East. I was in Jordan, and they are very keen to have us there. No doubt, everywhere we can go, there will always be some crime. So I'm trying to locate places where we can spread the message, and we want it like a train so that people keep joining in.
Our first missions went to India, and we feel that it is really very deserving and emotional effect for us, and our next missions are planned.
Jetzt liegt es in Ihren Händen.